Uzbekistan's making some interesting moves in their debt strategy these days. They're not sticking to just one financial path, you know?
Right. They're embracing both Islamic finance and ESG bond issuance, correct?
Exactly, yeah. It's like they're diversifying their debt portfolio. They've already had success with green and sustainable bonds. A $600 million sustainable bond in May 2024, followed by another $500 million this year, plus a USD-denominated green bond back in 2023.
Yeah, that's impressive. And don't forget that their dollar-denominated bonds have been yielding almost 14% this year. That's way above the sub-10% average for others in emerging and frontier markets, right?
Absolutely, yep. It's like they're really capitalizing on the global market trend. Before 2016, they were mostly isolated, but under President Shavkat Mirziyoyev, reforms like adopting a floating currency exchange rate have opened them up.
Definitely. So it seems the country is not just relying on external dollars. They're working to, well, diversify further into sums, euros, yen, and even yuan, right?
Correct. Exactly. Yes. They're aiming for a debt structure of about 65% in US dollars, over 10% in soms, and the remaining spread out among other major currencies. This way, they're insulating themselves a bit from external shocks.
Yeah, makes sense. And what's really interesting is that along with these moves, they're exploring Islamic finance. I mean, that's developing a whole legal framework, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a big step. They're like moving into new territory by setting up the legal infrastructure to support Islamic finance principles. It's not just about market diversification, but also aligning with cultural and ethical finance practices.
Agreed. But you know, I still wonder, aren't there risks involved in expanding into new finance domains so rapidly?
Well, that's a good point. I mean, there could be some challenges in ensuring the legal framework is robust enough to support Islamic finance. However, the country's recent economic growth of 7.2% in just the first half of the year, and ambitious plans like doubling industrial output to $200 billion by 2030 suggest they've got a solid
that growth
foundation.
rate is nothing to sneeze at. Right. And it sounds like they're also working on expanding bond market access for non-residents, which could further boost investor confidence.
Exactly. They pay special attention to developing a domestic market, which remains the most reliable source, but also aim to attract international investors through legislative tweaks.
Absolutely. That dual approach is smart. And you know, all these moves really show Uzbekistan's commitment to not just catching up with regional peers like Kazakhstan, but potentially narrowing that gap.
Yes, exactly. It's like they're building a more resilient and diverse economy. They're moving from being isolated to being a critical player in the global financial sphere.
I like how they're blending innovative financial instruments with traditional practices. It shows a lot of forward thinking, even if there's a bit of risk when the new legal frameworks are implemented.
Very true. It's an ambitious, multi-pronged approach that, if managed well, could really set Uzbekistan apart in the region.
Yeah, it sounds like a bold but calculated strategy. Really exciting stuff. I guess we'll be keeping a close eye on how their diversification strategy unfolds in the coming years.
Absolutely, it's definitely a space worth watching.